There is a moment in every person's life when something inside them whispers, I was meant for more. Maybe you've felt it too. A quiet truth inside you that refuses to die. A voice that says your future doesn't have to look like your past. That wealth, success, and purpose are not accidents. They are created through mindset. Napoleon Hill spent 20 years interviewing more than 500 of the richest and most powerful men in America. Carnegie, Edison, Ford, Rockefeller. Men who built empires. Men who turned nothing into everything. He wanted to understand one thing. What separates the successful from everyone else? The answer became one of the most influential books of all time. Think and Grow Rich. This is not a book about money. It is a book about power. The power to think, the power to believe, the power to transform your life from the inside out. And in this cinematic journey, brought to you by Wealth and Mindset, you will not just hear a summary. You will experience the philosophy that built millionaires, that shaped our modern world, and that can, starting today, reshape yours. Breathe in. Let your mind open. This is the beginning of something extraordinary. Hill begins with a truth people often ignore. Success starts with desire, not a wish, not a hope. A burning, obsessive desire that becomes part of your identity. Every great achievement begins in the heart long before it shows up in the world. Carnegie desired to dominate steel. Ford desired to build a car for the masses. Edison desired to bring light to every home. Your desire is the seed of your destiny. Hill says, the starting point of all achievement is desire. If you cannot see your future clearly, if you don't know what you want, you will never create it. But the moment you define your burning desire, the moment you declare what your future must become, the world begins to shift around you. Your destiny awakens the moment your desire becomes non-negotiable. Desire sparks movement, but faith gives desire wings. Hill writes, when faith is blended with thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration. Faith is not religious. Faith is the art of believing before you see. The mind works in mysterious ways. It cannot hold both faith and fear at the same time. Whichever one you feed becomes your master. Wealthy people feed faith. They speak with certainty. They visualize the outcome. They decide that failure is not the end, only feedback. Faith transforms your mind into a magnet that attracts the people, opportunities, and ideas needed to reach your desire. Without faith, desire dies. With faith, desire becomes unstoppable. Autosuggestion is the process of feeding your mind the thoughts you choose. We all repeat thoughts every day. The question is, are you repeating your goals or your fears? Hill gives a simple formula. Write your chief goal clearly. Read it morning and night. Visualize it as already achieved. Feel the emotion of having it. Take small actions daily. This programs your subconscious mind, and your subconscious shapes 95% of your behavior. Autosuggestion is not magic. It is mental repetition. You are not what you wish for. You are what you repeatedly think. Hill discovered something powerful. General knowledge is everywhere. Specialized knowledge creates wealth. School teaches general knowledge. But the marketplace rewards those who know how to solve valuable problems. You do not need to know everything. You need to master the one thing that leads to your goal. Skills create wealth. Skills create freedom. Skills create opportunity. Hill says, if you lack the knowledge you need, acquire it. Learn it. Buy it. Partner with those who already have it. The successful invest in specialized knowledge. The unsuccessful cling to general knowledge. No one succeeds alone. Not one of the 500 millionaires Hill interviewed achieved greatness by themselves. Every success story is built on a mastermind, a group of people aligned with your vision. Ford had Edison and Firestone. Carnegie had the greatest steel experts in America. Steve Jobs had Wozniak. Elon Musk has world-class engineers. A mastermind is the fusion of minds into a greater intelligence. Hill believed that when people think together with harmony and purpose, a third invisible mind is created. This third mind produces ideas none of them could create alone. Your environment is stronger than your willpower. Surround yourself with people who elevate your vision. Hill calls imagination the workshop where all plans are created. Everything that exists today was first imagined. Edison imagined a world with light. Ford imagined a world with cars. Wright brothers imagined a world with flight. Musk imagines a world beyond Earth. Imagination is the blueprint of your future. There are two kinds: synthetic imagination, rearranging old ideas; creative imagination, receiving new ideas from the mind beyond logic. When your desire is strong and your faith unshaken, your imagination activates. Your mind begins producing ideas, solutions, and opportunities. If you want a bigger life, you must first imagine it. Desire without a plan is daydreaming. Hill says, "Those who fail to plan to fail." Successful people create a plan, then adjust the plan until it works. Unsuccessful people wait for perfect conditions. Successful people begin now. A plan does not need to be perfect. It simply needs momentum. Build the plan. Test the plan. Fix the plan. Rebuild the plan. Persistence is built through planning. A weak plan can always be replaced. A weak desire cannot. Wealthy people make decisions quickly. Unsuccessful people make decisions slowly. Indecision is the enemy of success. Doubt kills dreams long before failure does. Hill discovered, people who cannot make decisions cannot control their future. The moment you decide what your life must become, your mind begins working toward it. Decision is the gateway to power. Hill says, persistence is the sustained effort necessary to induce faith. Most people quit after one failure. The successful persist until the door opens. Persistence is not a talent. It is a choice, a commitment to rise each time you fall. Every great story is built on persistence. Edison tried 10,000 times. Ford went bankrupt twice. Colonel Sanders was rejected 1,009 times. Persistence is the price of success. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. Your subconscious mind is always listening, always recording, always shaping your actions. It works day and night, building your reality based on the thoughts you feed it. If you feed it fear, it creates failure. If you feed it faith, it creates opportunity. Hill calls the subconscious the connecting link between the mind of man and infinite intelligence. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. Guard your mind. It is the architect of your life. Hill believed the brain sends and receives frequencies, like a radio tuned into thought. Modern science now agrees. Your dominant thoughts determine what you notice, what you attract, what you pursue. This is why wealthy people seem to attract opportunities. Their minds are tuned to success. Your brain becomes magnetic when activated by desire and faith. The stronger your thoughts, the stronger your signal. This is the highest level of the mind. Hill calls it the door to the temple of wisdom. It is intuition, inner guidance, the whisper that tells you, this is the right path. This is the right moment. This is the right idea. The sixth sense activates only after mastering desire, faith, autosuggestion, imagination, persistence, subconscious alignment. When these are united, you begin receiving insights beyond logic. The most successful people rely on intuition, and intuition rarely fails. Hill ends with a warning. Fear is the enemy. The 6 fears that destroy success are fear of poverty, fear of criticism, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of old age, fear of death. Fear kills ambition. Fear destroys imagination. Fear blocks faith. Hill says, fear paralyzes the faculty of reason. You cannot think clearly while afraid. You cannot create wealth while afraid. You cannot rise while chained to fear. But when you shine awareness on fear, fear dissolves. You cannot grow rich in a mind full of ghosts. Let them go. Napoleon Hill's message is simple. You are the master of your fate because you are the master of your mind. Wealth begins in thought. Success begins in thought. Transformation begins in thought. Your thoughts shape your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your actions. Your actions shape your destiny. Nothing is impossible to the mind that believes, persists, and imagines boldly. Your dreams are not fantasies. They are previews of the life you were meant to live. You are not here to be average. You are here to rise. Think with purpose. Believe with power. Act with courage. Persist with fire. And your world will change. This is wealth and mindset. And your journey to greatness begins now. Thank you for listening. If you're committed to growth, subscribe and rise with us.